Yeah, dear students, today we'll study about plasmids and what is their role as a vector in rDNA technology, that is, in recombinant DNA technology. As we know that plasmids are naturally present inside bacterial cell, or these may be present in yeast cells also. Now, in some of the bacterial cells, they are present in 1 to 2 copies, whereas in some other, these are present in 500 to 700 copies. As we need plasmids as a vector for our DNA, so we mostly use those strains of plasmid which can produce multiple copies because we need these vectors for cloning experiment. So before telling you about different types of plasmids, first we'll study about the basic features of plasmids. As we know that plasmids are present in the bacterial cell and bacteria is having their own DNA. Similarly, bacteria is having plasmid vectors also in addition to host DNA. Now suppose this is bacterial cell. Inside this bacterial cell, this is bacterial DNA. Bacterial DNA, and along with this, plasmid is present inside this. Now, if you want to know about nature of plasmid, then plasmid is small, circular, double-stranded, self-replicating, and extra chromosomal DNA. So it's clearly mentioned here that it is small in size, it's circular, double strands are there, then it is replicating independently from this host DNA, and along with this is extra chromosomal also. So chromosomal main term we are using for the main DNA, but this DNA is other than main DNA, so it is known as extra chromosomal. So plasmid is having all the features which are required for a vector, for any vector which is required for cloning. As we are saying that it should be of small size. So plasmid is having small side. It can replicate, so it's having self-replicating property. It is having restriction site for restriction enzymes, and also it is having selectable marker in the form of antibiotic resistant genes. Now it will be more clear from types of plasmids. Now we'll study about types of different types of plasmids which are modified and synthetic in nature. Now first type is PBR 322. So this is first type of plasmid vector which is synthetic. It is being prepared in the lab. Here P stands for plasmid. BR is actually name of scientist Bolivar Rod Rigwes. He prepared this vector in the lab, and 322 is strain number. Now what are the special features of PBR 322 vector? So it is double stranded. Every vector should contain oocyte. Oocyte is actually origin of replication because it makes this plasmid vector self-replicating. Next is about selectable marker. There are two types of selectable markers present in PBR 322. First one is tetracycline resistant gene. Another one is ampicillin resistant gene. After that, it is having recognition site for ECO-R1 and another restriction site for BAM-H1. So as every vector, it should have four essential features: that it should have small size, then oocyte is there as a origin of replication, then there should be at least one restriction site, recognition site for restriction enzymes. So in PBR 322, there are two restriction enzymes present, site for two restriction enzymes, EcoR1 and BAMH1. Then as a selectable marker, it is having two antibiotic resistant genes, ampicillin resistance and tetracycline resistance. So this is about the features of PBR 322, which is very commonly used as vector in rDNA technology or in cloning experiments. Now second type of plasmid which can also be used for cloning experiments is termed as PUC19. This was established in University of California. That's why it's known as PUC19. Now, what are the special features which make it different, make PUC19 different from PBR 322? Now, like PBR 322, it is having oocyte, which is required for origin of replication. Then selectable marker is present, that is B, GAL, or another term which we are using for it is LAC-Z gene. Then like in case of PBR 322, it is also having selectable marker, another selectable marker, that is antibiotic resistant gene, and it is ampicillin resistance. Now, different feature from PBR 322 is that it is having MCS. MCS means multiple cloning sites. Means normally we are saying कि every plasmid vector, it should contain restriction sites for restriction enzyme, recognition site for restriction enzyme, but in this there are sites for many restriction enzyme. So this feature is also known as polylinker. Now next is about third vector, that is also a type of plasmid, and it is termed as shuttle vector. An example of shuttle vector is YEP, that is yeast episomal plasmid. Now in case of yeast episomal plasmid, what is present? Like other two plasmid, it is also small, circular, double stranded, and it is having yeast promoter means Ori site for, this is Ori site for eukaryotes and Ori site for prokaryotes also. Then as a selectable marker, ampicillin resistance and leucin 2 gene is present in it. So why we are calling it as shuttle vector? Because it is having Ori site for eukaryotes and prokaryotes. This vector can be used in eukaryotic as well as prokaryotic host cell. Now, another one is there, that is expression vector. Now, expression vector. Normally, as central dogma, we know that DNA converts into changes into mRNA by transcription. Many transcription factors are involved in that. Then mRNA converts into protein with the help of translation factors, and protein is known as expressed part of DNA. So normally by using any kind of plasmid, we are actually cloning any DNA or cloning any gene. So if we have like any other vector, Ori site is there, but along with Ori site, we can add, these are transcription factors and then translation factors like initiation and termination factors. So these are transcription factors and these are translation factors. So by using these factors, both of these factors, we can get cloned protein. We can get cloned protein. Then there is one more plasmid vector which can be used in different cloning experiments, and that is TI plasmid. TI plasmid is taken from bacterium Agrobacterium tumefaciens. Now in this vector, if you will check that there is a portion which is known as tDNA region, and this is tumor inducing region. We can introduce gene of interest in this portion. This will disrupt the function of this tumor inducing. Then we can use this vector. We can disarm this portion from the tumor inducing genes, and gene of interest can be inserted in this part and that can be cloned. So finally, what we have learned in today's lecture, that there are different kinds of plasmid. The first plasmid was PBR 322, second PUC 19, third yeast episomal plasmid, fourth TI plasmid, and fifth one is expression vector. Now what are the different features of PBR 322? That PBR 322 is mainly having two antibiotic resistant gene. PUC 19 is having multiple cloning site. Yeast episomal plasmid having Ori for prokaryotes and eukaryotes. And expression vector can be used for protein cloning, and TI plasmid with tDNA region. Thank you.